From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I'm Jose George in Washington. Title 42 is ending, so what immigration procedures will be in effect? We break it down next.
I'm Jonathan Amberian at the state capitol. A bill passed on the last day of the legislative session will put millions of dollars more into the tax rebate program set up earlier this year. I'll have a closer look at how it'll work.
This historic building in Uptown Butte is getting a major renovation. I'll tell you what they plan to do with it.
Well, good morning, Southwest Montana. We are just shy of 6:30 here on this Thursday edition of Montana This Morning. Jane McDonald, Chet Lehman with you. Boy, we've been watching the mining city all morning like we always do. The difference an hour and a half can make.
Isn't that fascinating?
It was just gloomy at 5 o'clock.
And raining pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's backed off now. The sky is starting to clear. We're still seeing some rain in places around Southwest Montana.
Sure.
Thanks to the clouds that brought those rain showers, though. Temperatures on the warmer side, mid to upper 40s, some low 30s there, Dillon, West Yellowstone, the drier spots in Southwest Montana right now. As far as your day as it unfolds, it's not going to get much warmer than it is. It's kind of a cool one, warming into those mid 50s. You can see the clouds breaking off in the Bozeman area and partly cloudy skies by the afternoon. For Butte, the showers are gone, temperatures warming into the mid 50s. We'll keep it at mostly cloudy skies for today. Better tomorrow, and then a lot better next week. Details coming up in a couple minutes.
All right, looking forward to it. Well, our top story this half hour, plenty of activity going on over in the mining city, specifically in the intersection of Park and Montana Streets in Butte. MTN's John Amy tells us what's going on.
When Frank Stevens bought the lot where the Stevens building is over 130 years ago, he paid $400 for it. Well, the new owners of the Stevens building hope to keep Frank's legacy alive, although they did pay quite a bit more than he did.
Is that about what it cost you? Add a couple zeros to that, and you can see the appreciation of real estate in Butte is a great deal right now.
Butte business owner Carrie Fisher sold the Stevens building to Copper Development recently. They plan to remodel the top 2 floors, making them into 16 one-bedroom apartments, 2 studio apartments, and 3 large 2-bedroom units. Fisher will continue to run her 2 restaurants out of the building and let the developer restore the rest.
I feel like I have a responsibility to the building, to our community, to our community's history, to not just let a building sit there. That's so important to me, that the building is developed and that we're not just sitting on it.
We're here to save historical buildings. We're here to save the history. We do our best to save everything that we can, to keep it out of the landfills and to keep it as original as possible.
The developer has restored other historic buildings in Butte with the idea that more people want to live uptown.
That people are starting to come back to these urban areas and occupy uptown due to the fact that everything's here.
They are confident Butte's economic future is bright.
This is going to be a huge addition to the city down here, and I think it's going to bring a lot of money and new businesses down here as well.
Now, John also reports that the developer already has crews working on the top 2 floors, that they will be working on it throughout the rest of the year and hopes to start renting out units by early 2024. Now moving from the mining city over to the steps of the Capitol. Earlier this year, the Montana legislature dedicated hundreds of millions of dollars from the state budget surplus to fund income and property tax rebates. And at the end of the legislative session, they added even more. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Amberian shows us what the change means for Montanans getting rebates.
House Bill 816 was one of the last bills under consideration on the legislature's final day last week, but it got through some last-minute maneuvers, giving an increase to the tax rebate programs they'd already approved. The rebates were part of a broader tax reform package that legislative Republicans passed midway through the session, and Governor Greg Gianforte signed into law. It put $480 million toward income tax rebates, up to $1,250 for people filing individually. $280 million funds property tax rebates of up to $500 each of the next 2 years on Montana property owners' primary residences. House Bill 816 hasn't been signed into law yet. It passed the House on the last day of the 68th session. Representatives accepted the Senate's version of the bill after the Senate adjourned before considering a conference committee's changes. The bill would provide another $100 million to fund additional property tax rebates, up to $350 more per recipient over 2 years. It also added $35 million to ensure the full amount of income tax rebates can be delivered. The Montana Department of Revenue has said they plan to send income tax rebates automatically to those who qualify, starting in July. They said property taxpayers will need to claim the rebate separately, starting later this year. The Department of Revenue has set up a web page with details on the rebates, and they plan to update it as more information becomes available. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Now zooming out to the national scale, Title 42 is set to end at 11:59 Eastern Time tonight. Tens of thousands of migrants are expected to try and enter the U.S. once the policy ends. Many migrants have been waiting for weeks in Mexico ahead of the policy change. So with Title 42 ending, our Joe St. George explains what the policies are now at the border and why someone's nationality may matter even more than ever.
The situation at the southern border isn't just an issue in border states. Here in Washington, it's a major policy debate. So let's start with what's changing. Since March of 2020, if you were an asylum seeker and you came to the border, in most cases, immigration officials could immediately reject you in the name of public health. Title 42 was a public health order. In a post-Title 42 world, asylum seekers won't be turned away because of a pandemic. Instead, Title 8 rules are in effect. If a migrant has an appointment scheduled, they will go through a screening process to determine eligibility, and if they pass, they'll stay in the country for more court hearings. However, a new government rule says migrants who don't have an appointment will be rejected. Some exceptions exist, like if they are under 18 or a parent with a sick child. White House officials tell Scripps News border agents will scrutinize more those seeking asylum during their individual interviews. Who is allowed to stay in the United States will be very much dependent on where the migrants are specifically from.
The new rule goes into effect.
For context, we sat down with Doris Meissner. She was the commissioner of the Immigration and Naturalization Service back in the 90s. She says nationality matters first and foremost with migrants from Nicaragua, Cuba, Haiti, and Venezuela. Right now, the U.S., because of ongoing political turmoil there, is allowing 30,000 migrants a month from those countries to receive asylum if someone here backs them. But they must do so from their home country or online outside the U.S. via something known as the CBP One mobile app. If those migrants show up without doing anything beforehand, they will likely face removal. Mexico has agreed to take them.
There have been already 100,000 people that have come to the United States through that alternative.
The biggest policy change, Meissner says, is that migrants will now have had to have attempted to declare asylum somewhere else first. Take, for instance, someone from El Salvador. The U.S. wants them to declare asylum first in a place like Guatemala or in Mexico. And if they show up at the southern border without doing so, they could be swiftly denied. The rule does not apply to Mexican citizens.
What the administration's trying to do is create more orderliness in the flows.
You said the goal is to have a little more order, but is it still going to be pretty chaotic?
It certainly will be.
Meissner says the hardest part with the new rules is that it may take a while for migrants to know about them, so they will still come. Not to mention, U.S. law still requires the country to accept people legitimately facing persecution. President Biden's rules may be rejected in the courts.
You've been doing this 30 years plus. Is this the most challenging time?
I think that it is, yes.
Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.
Now focusing back in on the Treasure State, the Special Olympics Montana State Summer Games start just under 1 week. And in Bozeman, earlier this afternoon, MTN's Donna Kelly talked with one of the officials making it all happen to see what they still need help with.
Yeah, we're a week out and we do have some dire needs. We are in need of volunteers, so community support. We need volunteers on May 17th, 18th, and 19th at various sporting events. On May 18th and 19th, we need some bocce volunteers, and we would love to get some officials out on the fields with us. We'd love to get some people to help escort athletes on the fields. We'd love to get some people for swimming on May 17th and 18th, and those events will take place at Eagle Mount on the 17th. And on the 18th, it's at the Bozeman Swim Center. We need some timers. We need people to help escort athletes. We're really just needing some numbers, some people to come in and just help these events run smoothly. We need soccer volunteers on May 18th. We need people to come out and help referee, keep score, and just make sure competition runs smoothly. We have a need for cycling volunteers on the 17th at MSU campus. Both soccer and cycling will be at MSU campus. Cycling is on the 17th.
And one little point that I think people will be interested in, you don't have to be an expert in that sport. Like if I don't know anything about bocce, can I still help in some way?
Of course, we would love for you to help. You definitely do not need to be an expert in any of these sports. We just want you to come out, volunteer your time, and do your best. And there will be training provided at your venue with what we call a venue director, and we'll have SOMT staff there. So you do not need to be an expert.
How many athletes are coming? Do you know?
Oh gosh, the last numbers I pulled, we've got about 700 athletes and then 150 unified partners. So we've got a lot of people coming to compete in these games. It's going to be great.
Opening ceremonies, when and where?
May 17th, and it's going to be in the evening from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And we have an awesome performance coming up by local Stephanie Quayle. It's going to be amazing.
And it will be amazing to watch all those athletes compete. That is for sure. All right, 6:39, heading over to Butte. Butte's Farmers Market is a sign that spring is here, and it starts this Saturday in the mining city. Now, the event should feature about 40 vendors for the first farmers market of the season, and that will line Park Street between Dakota and Main Street. It'll all begin at 8 o'clock in the morning and go until the early afternoon. People can expect vegetables, plants, and crafts for sale. Organizers say it's all about getting people uptown and shopping.
It's a whole lot of commerce that goes on. We get a couple thousand people throughout the course of the day on a Saturday. And we encourage them to go check out the stores all around and do some shopping otherwise, have some meals, go to a restaurant.
Now, the market will be held every Saturday throughout the summer until early October. Really good sign that warmer times are upon us. Now, we're going to take a quick break here on Montana This Morning.